Now, as I said during the orientation class, please note this very carefully. In our mini MBA program, we don't write exams. You will not, you will not, we don't write CS, but you're going to see marks. Like you see here, you see these are courses and they have their marks. The question is, how do you track students? Since you don't write CS for each model. And during the examination, and our exams is the project defense, where you get to design a project in a PowerPoint presentation and you present. And we are going to select some courses that these projects will cut across. You understand? Therefore, the question is, so what modalities do we use to determine that you are doing well in a course or not? And be rest assured and be informed that you use your, for those who want to pursue and get to full MBA and get to maybe do a doctorate degree in business administration someday, your transcript is very critical, very, very critical. Even when you're looking for a job, one of the best ways to know that if this student in an interview says that she's good in acquiring customers, they will just come and look at, okay, in your transcript, you had a B in customer acquisition or B+. Why did you have an A? Right? She will have to defend that particular fact. So there are many reasons why we give out the transcript. But then the main aim is, how do you get here? That's what I want to focus on so that we know. Number one, how you get here is we rate the quality of the assignments that you submit for any course that we give. And be rest assured that we give assignments in all courses. An assignment, 90% of the assignments must be submitted through a PowerPoint presentation. When it is a Word document, we are going to indicate. And there are some assignments, just about 2%. There are some assignments that you will submit by doing a voice note presentation in the WhatsApp group. But anytime that is required, we're going to give you instructions. Okay? But not that you're going to do a lot of assignment submissions through your WhatsApp, through your PowerPoint presentations and through Word documents. Number two way that we track your performance per each course, it is during discussions, questions, and how you contribute in class. Because if you look at in the business world, how you talk, how you present points, how you present arguments, how you present a product, how you talk to a customer, how you talk to a government official, how you talk to a competitor, whatever, it is all about being able to drive intelligent conversations. And that's why there will be a lot of talk in our mini MBA program. That is it. So if you are shying behind, you sit quiet in class, I will not notice you. There are over 50 of you now. I will not notice you. And sometimes in my mind that you are absent from class. I prefer to see your hand up and I look at you are in class when to say something and there was no time. That is different, totally different. Okay, so not this, it's going to be very, very practical. And we have something called the business wars, where we give you, we're going to pick out problems in companies, realistic problems written by business magazines and business blogs. We give you in class to read, analyze, and do a competition. And we're going to see which group gives the best strategies and which group performs better than another group. And we rate according to that. Next week, you'll be divided into your groups and you'll be expected to create sub-WhatsApp groups for your various groups. And you're going to decide group leaders, etc. and all of that, okay? So this is very critical and I want you guys to take note of this so that when you take your transcript, you see a B, you see you have 65 instead of 70 and all of that. It could be because maybe you don't submit assignments during that class, or you submitted an assignment, it was not up to standard, or during the class, you don't ask questions and all of that, right? So it is like now during this particular class that, we have right now is a discussion class. We have given you the course material or the recorded session to study, right? We have given that to you already. Now, the next thing is we need to focus on talking about it, okay? So it is very critical for all the students to to note that. All the executives, sorry, not students, executives to note that. And then somebody from this class actually asked me that, and I love that question. Somebody from this class asked me a very beautiful question inbox, right? Are you still following? You are still following again the chat box that you're following. If MTN has not put you back out of class, are you still following? Before I say this, okay, yes. I'll be asking a lot of, are you still following, so that I make sure that my network is not disconnected. You know, we're in Africa, we're in Cameroon, so we need to always check to be sure that we're not leaving anybody behind. So let me tell you something that one of you asked me, and it's a very interesting question. One of you asked that because she saw the graduation of the last class, right? She saw the graduation. I don't know if it's a he or a she, but this executive asked me that, is it that those people are special? That was her question. Is it, she asked me like, sir, are those people who were sitting in the panel, are they special? She even sent me a screenshot of the panelists, right? And that's so powerful. Yes, to a certain extent, they are special, right? Because we tried our best to pick out people who are more vocal in class and who are contributing, and we are getting them, and who are saying that. I know it's good to be on the limelight. It's good to stand in front of 400 people and do a presentation and show your intelligence. You never know who can recruit you. You never know an investor can be in class and all of that. There are many people that had a lot of discussions after that because they were in the panel, right? Positioning is very important. And for you to be positioned, you have to show and prove that you are a person of value. So how you also perform in class and contribute and be relevant and be active also determines the kind of responsibilities that you get during the graduation or whatever activity that we have to do. Therefore, today's class, we gave the first model, model 1 of the mini MBA program, which was basic business management skills. And the instructions were very clear. Watch the model. And of course, I understand some people joined the class today. After today, we'll stop accepting more people into the mini MBA program. Anybody coming, they're going to join the next class that starts in June or so. So the instructions were very clear, and it's in the WhatsApp group. I said, watch the model using the link above, and on Monday, 7 p.m. during the live session. So we're going to have live sessions like this. It could be once a week, once in 2 weeks, all be announced, but a lot of content, recorded content dedicated for the mini MBA program will be shared consistently. And you'll be followed up, and you'll be having reminders on how to on make sure that you are taking your program. The number 1, executives will share the 3 best skills they are already practicing and 2 skills they are lacking in and they need to grow in it. And the second part states that the executives will ask follow-up questions arising from the model with the intention of getting deeper understanding to push for practice. The ultimate goal of the mini MBA program is for you to practice. That's why I love the previous batches where I have received personal testimonies of changes in business. We have a lot of entrepreneurs in the previous class. Changes in business. We had workers who are working in other companies that have received good feedback from their fellow, from their supervisors and senior executives. Okay, let's begin with this first question from me. Who discovered that you have not been doing business the right way? I'm asking this because when we did this particular course in the last class, many executives said that they have been managing business the wrong way. Did anybody discover that? Unmute yourself and raise up your hand. Wait, that means there are 2 hands up now. So Clarence and Bertrand, your hands were up before I asked the question. Do you have something to say before this session right now? Or is it just an error? No. Sure. Okay, so you guys are not talking. Let me lower your hands. Okay, all right, so we're gonna start in order. Yes, Gladys, Executive Gladys, go ahead.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Thank you for the opportunity. When I went through the model, I realized I've been doing business the the wrong way. Let me say that. Because I realize I've not been yes, marketing, sales, and customer service. I still need to work on it. Even networking skills. I really realize I've been doing business the wrong way. Even decision making is a problem. Time management, a very big problem. Even with my financial management skills. So in total, I really now understand why it didn't work out the way I was expecting it to work, because I was not giving it the best, because I was blank. Not like I was blank, I was not doing it the right way.
Right way. Yeah. Let me ask you one follow-up question. Now, if there are 2-3 skills that you think you need to start rebuilding them and practicing right now, what would those be? Just list them. 3. What would those be? So that because based on the fact that you want to advance your business forward, what would those 3 skills be right now?
The first one, I'll work on communication.
Communication, yes.
Marketing, sales, and customer service.
Good.
Yes, and then time management.
Okay, excellent. All right, good. Happy to hear that. Go for it. And in the process, like for example, you talk about sales, we have a class dedicated for sales and customer acquisition. Excellent. Good work. Yes, Glory, Executive Glory. Is Executive Glory there?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Yes, go ahead.
So, good evening to everyone.
Good evening.
I first want to start by telling you what happens to me today. I'm particularly very, very excited.
Awesome.
Yeah. So this afternoon, I had a serious encounter with a very important encounter with the top-notch businessman here in Limbe. And I used my communication skills. I used all my, as you always say, body language. I used all those, and I tried to deal with him in the bus while we're coming back. Yes, so.
Beautiful.
Yes. So those were the things I was lacking. I always shied away from approaching people, approaching people, not managing my time well. And I always shied away from managing my problems, that's problem-solving skills. I always avoided problems. I'll just put them by the side and stray and depress and all that.
Amazing. Good.
So from the module I learned today, it has taught a lot already. And I think in the future, I'm good to go.
Awesome.
I'll be good to go.
That's good. Now, if there are 2 skills that you learn from that course that you would like to intentionally use to advance your business forward, what would those be? What would the skills be?
Communication.
Communication, yes.
Time management.
Time management.
And the decision making.
Decision making.
Yes, decision making.
Okay.
And you always have the part of the financial management, which is a big problem to me.
Yes, very important. All right, good. Thank you for sharing that. Yes, who is this with the name Crypto Queen? Please always join with your order of names so that we are able to, because there's a team behind Laurentine and Teresh. They're taking down notes for people who are contributing. So they need to know your names in order, okay? Don't jump with one name. I'm seeing Sylvia, I'm seeing, join with 2 names so that it makes it easier for us to track you. Getty, we don't know who that is. Huh? So please try to. Yes, what are other names apart from Crypto Queen?
It's Fombo Anita. I'm sorry, I'm going to correct it as soon as I finish this meeting.
Okay, don't worry.
Okay. No, thank you. Thank you very much. I want to say that after following the assignment, I realized that I was not even in business. And no, I have to be honest. I'm not in business. The only skill that I possess, I can manage, that I was even trying, is the networking skill and communication. So I realized that in every other aspect, I'm zero. So I was like, so it means I'm not, the worst even is, oh, I'm faced with challenges in my business. I just close the place and go home. So I just realized today that I'm not even a business person, and I realized that I have passion for business, but I was not doing business, and I really desire to follow doing that the right way.
Now, that is a very important point that Anita has raised. Now, that's how many of us are. Many of us, we have founder skills, but we don't have business administration skills. Hear this, your natural talent, your natural passion, your natural gifting that God has given you can start a business, but natural gifts don't build a business. It is business administration and business management that builds a business. And that's why I'm taking the course, right? So don't feel bad if you discover that, oh, you are not bad. No, that's why you are here, because nobody's born with business management skills. I was not born with it. I learned it. That's why it's called a skill, because you can learn it. So let us be very, like somebody, Anita can be very gifted to create things and engineer things, excellent. But now she needs administration, management skills, leadership skills to turn that thing now into a sustainable institution. Okay, so that's we need to be very conscious about that. Many people have failed in business not because they had a bad business idea. No. They just did not have the right ability to actually turn that idea into a thriving business. Excellent point there, Anita. Now you now know, okay, these are very core skills that you need to learn them and push them forward for you to build a sustainable business. Now, do it, right? No procrastination. Do it, get to work, and it is going to help you greatly. Okay, thank you so much.
And then I was writing short things, but after again, I started going. But no, to me.
Teresh, mute yourself. Bacha Andong. Oh, I got it right.
Thank you, sir, for the opportunity.
Yes, go ahead. And so, please, when you're talking, know that I'm timing you. Like maximum 1 minute, 30 seconds, I start cutting you short. So learn, and what you also teach, you will learn throughout the mini MBA program. Learn to be precise, concise when you talk sense. Okay, so don't rabble. It will not help you, but we're going to teach you how to kick that out. Okay, so I'm not saying that's what you do, Bacha Adam. Okay, I'm just reminding you in case I didn't say that. Yes, go ahead. Is Executive Bacha, see there?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so I was saying that the course really helped me and made me realize that I was basically shooting myself in the leg as far as business is concerned. I realized that I was lacking in organizational skills, networking skills, and time management skill. And even some of the accounts that you gave me on how you're able to plan your time from 4 a.m. to 11 p.m. It was really challenging to me because I usually gave flimsy excuses that no one can be able to plan his or her time and keep track with all the projects that they're handling. But when you gave that account, it was really a challenge to me, and I took a resolution that I was going to improve on that.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That's good. And that's why you need to start. You can start from small things. You can just start by making sure you plan your morning, because sometimes planning the whole day is not easy. But you can start with your morning. Just start, okay, you know what time do you get from bed? And between the time you leave the house, what do you do with that time? Because those are your most productive times also, right? Sometimes somebody gets up in the morning and they can waste like 2 hours browsing on social media and lying down in bed, doing nothing that makes sense. But if you're able to structure, okay, you know what, I get up at 4 a.m., I do this in 1 hour, 30 minutes, this. Like me, for example, I know how long I bathe. I know from my house to the office is 7 minutes, 30 seconds. I know everything. Is that important? I know from my office where I go and shave, I take a walk and it's 6 minutes, 30 seconds. I plan everything so that I fit every single thing. No, as I always say, see, Time to a businessman is more important than money, because you can always make another money, but you can never make another time. When it's gone, it's gone. When it's gone, it's gone. Okay, good. Yes. So now you now know that, okay, this is where you were lacking. Now the next thing is action. You need to get straight into action and start taking actions immediately and causing change where you see that you need change. Excellent. Thank you for sharing that. Kuma Haran. Kuma Haran.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening. Go ahead, Executive Kuma.
Yeah, the whole thing was interesting to me, and I spent the whole of this week just laughing. When I'm moving at my job, I just laughed because I have my brother who always say if somebody is not networking, that person is not living. That is a star daddy. So when I went to my Facebook page and I discovered that for the past 9 months I have not posted anything. I said, wow, this is interesting. I just say, well, I have joined the right team. I joined the right ship.
Yeah.
And I know the ship drive me to where I am going to. I say I'm empty. I may not say I was doing things wrong. I was not doing anything. But I think I will start with the executives that are there and finally hold people's hands and go.
Definitely. Definitely. Now you now know. And that's one thing. Now it's revealing you the gaps. And when you see gaps in your life, it is your responsibility to fill those gaps. Because if you see gaps and you procrastinate, that's one thing. I always tell people, if there's one thing I charge people to achieve after this program, is that you eat procrastination. Procrastination should never be part of your life. I always tell people, we call you guys executive intentionally. And let me tell you why. The word executive comes from execution. You cannot claim you're a chief executive officer when you procrastinate a lot. I will, I go, I am thinking, I am planning to. You are not an executive. You are a chief procrastination officer. So if there's one thing that I want you guys to conquer after this program, is be real executives. Nothing advances a career, nothing advances somebody's business like efficient execution. If you keep saying, I will, I am planning to, I was thinking of, I am this, you are slowing down your growth in a tremendous way. But after this, stop being a chief procrastination officer and start being a real chief executive officer. Execute the task. And start from this model number 1. Many of you have seen gaps. Now, what are you going to do about it? Start filling the gaps. Start, okay, you know this is wrong in business. Okay, start doing the right thing. Start executing and start pushing for change. Excellent. Yes, Executive Mbong Kibi. Yes, is Kimbi there? Okay, we'll come back to all these network issues. Executive Giselle.
Good evening, Doc.
Good evening. Go ahead. Yes.
Good evening to you, Doc. Good evening to everyone in the forum. When I went through the recorded slides you sent, I was at a loss of words for how much I have wasted my time all these years. A couple of times I have done stuff. I started well, and along the line, it's like I have to go back and start all over again. And when I went through the module, I realized that I had a very big problem with problem solving. Problem solving to me was a very big problem, but I didn't know what was going wrong until I saw this. I realized that most of the times I have issues with customers and I don't understand where all of this is coming from. And it's because I don't always plan how to solve issues. When issues arise, I'm kind of very emotional in the way I solve these issues. And I end up spoiling things for myself. And then I also had a problem with organizational skills.
Yeah.
My organizational skills is very, very poor, kind of. And I think that's something I really need to work on. And then also decision making. I have a problem with decision making. Most of the times I make a lot of emotional decisions. Sometimes when something arises, I don't take time on my own to sit down and analyze where this is coming from, why I have to take this step, and where I envision this step taking me to. I just decide based on present emotions, and then in the long run, it always has a way it plays back on me. But then when I went through again, I had to kind of comfort myself with communication skills. I'm kind of very skillful and good in communication.
People like you who communicate very well, communicate and get customers, and then bad problems of pass away.
Yes.
And that's why in the course I said that, and all those skills, you must not be good at some and bad at some. You have to train yourself and be good at all. And let me guarantee you, when you guys start becoming good at all, or even just 80%, you start seeing how your career is performing or how your business is performing. So you start seeing, I think it's magic. That's why there are some people that you give them $1 million francs, they can turn it into 100 million francs, right? Like, for example, my career is practically something like that. As I always say, I've never had investment from anybody, but I've built businesses that are doing very well. Because when you have certain skills, you can turn 100,000 francs into multi-million business. Okay, so it is very important that now you now know these things. And the good news is you have strength in some skills. Now look, and the truth is that many of those skills are, like I said, you can be very good at communication. And if you are not good at maybe emotional intelligence, you will communicate very well, get customers, and then you get one customer who talks anyhow. Then you are low emotional skills. Now send the customer away, and maybe that customer should have given you a contract of 10 million francs or so. So it's good to balance and advance. And one thing I want to challenge you guys is, it's a continuous process. You don't wake up, as I always say, you don't read about boldness and you become bold. You don't read about courage and you become courageous. No, that's how all the skills, you don't read about them and you start practicing them. No, you need to do them. Be conscious about them. Okay, when this happens like this in business, I need to do like this. Even me today, I have a special book where some of my most important business principles are written in. When something is wrong in business, if you ask one of my senior staff is doing this program, like I think many of my staffs are here. So that when they tell something in business, I'll say, okay, wait, I will think about it. Sometimes just that saying I will think about it can help you prevent a lot of business problems. You go back behind the scenes and you look, okay, when this happened like this, what are the various ways I can solve these problems? Like I said, there's a bonus class I'm going to have with you guys, which I have written down 13 techniques of mental thinking when it comes to problem solving. There are 13 different ways that you can use your mind to think to solve a problem. Metaconics ways of solving problems. And those things are very important in business. Okay, good, excellent. Yes, executive Getty. Who is Getty? Please say your full name so we know who is talking. Getty, are you there?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. Good evening, executives.
Yes, go ahead, shoot.
I am go through the case. Sorry, I will just correct the name after the class.
Yes.
So I went through the first model, and what I discovered is what I'm actually practicing my business. My business is a service business, so I need to communicate. I need to look for customers. Yes. So I noticed I have the communication skills already because I need to go look for the customer, sell myself. So I have the communication skills already. Then something like tenacity. I'm somebody who does not give up. Like, let me say, from January to now, it has really been hard on me, but I've not given up. And the courage and risks. I'm somebody who takes a lot of courage and risks in business. Like, I have business partners, I've never met them. I have business partners like in Benin, Cotonou. I do a lot I deal with heavy transactions. I have customers there, I send them even up to 20 million. I've never seen them. At times they pay my customers after 2 days. So I have a lot of courage and I take risks.
Yeah.
Then I discovered I was lacking in networking skills, which if I developed, because I discovered that from January to now, business has been tough for me because I see some people I have to meet, which I'm not yet. I need some bridges to take me to some people that will give me a better price, what I need in the business. And I also lacking the financial management skills, which I think those two, if I'm helped with, the business will grow better.
Okay, good. Now, that's very good. And one thing that I keep saying about the mini MBA program is, number one, I cannot teach you guys business in 3 months. Some of also have been doing commercial education from Form 1, and we have read business from Form 1 right up to doctorate degree level. Business is a lot of different areas. And one way that the mini MBA program was structured is to give you a blueprint to some core things that you have to be a seeker. And that's one thing in business. You will learn that for you to win and thrive in business, you must be very excellent when it comes to unlearning and relearning. Okay, so use also some of these things as a blueprint to your advancement and the acquisition of more information. Now, those things, get to work, start learning them, start practicing, start implementing where you need to start implementing, and you'll see some advancement. Okay, Executive Javnyuy, go ahead.
Good evening, Doctor. Good evening, fellow executives.
Good evening.
So I did follow the module that was sent this afternoon, and actually, after going through the module, the only thing I could say to myself is that I need to format my brain and start over again, because I can say that I've just been surviving in business, not actually doing business, because it actually opened my eyes to have a perfect understanding of some errors I've been making in business over the years. That gives me that option to think that actually I've been surviving and not doing business. I noticed through the model that I'm good in thinking critically. I have good communication skills, and I also have that particular skill of establishing new businesses. But my biggest problems have been the organizational skills, and then actually problems. And my major problem with organizational, I don't know when to cut the short, and it has actually been affecting my business for quite a period, that the thing is not going ahead. Seems like a model has opened my eyes to create specific expectations before the end of the program. So I just had to write down today that I'm hoping that after the program, I'll be a better CEO, and I'll actually take responsibilities like a CEO. If I fail to do that, then I'll think that I am not supposed to be a CEO. Maybe I'm just supposed to be an investor or a founder. So I'm challenging myself to take
and that's a very good point. That's a very good point. Because the truth is, at the end, trust me, a CEOship is very full of headaches. So sometimes they're people know why, let me just focus on investing and let me start up and then give to somebody else to manage and make it work. Although that has its own headaches and all of that. But again, it all depends on, and when one could think about being a CEO or a leader in a company is that you can learn it. You can learn, always unlearn and relearn whatever you want to learn, and you become better. Okay, excellent. Good. Yes, Executive Javnyuy Bill. Please, if I mispronounce your name with my Banso tongue, just sorry me and just enjoy the pronunciation. Yes, Bill, Executive Bill, are you there?
Yeah, good evening, Dr. Joybert.
Good evening.
Good evening, all executives. Thank you very much for the course. I really enjoyed the first introductions. So a few skills I think I'm good at. Right now, I think I'm really good at organizational skills, problem solving, time management, communication. The places where I really need work is the marketing, sales, and customer service. I think I've never really seen an interest, the reason why I should be interested in sales per se. And then I always feel like it's an additional burden that I don't want to do. Like, and then I was asking myself, how do you want to market a good product and you don't want to make sales? What's your aim finally? Why do you wake up from bed in the morning at all? And then I think another place where I really learned lots of stuff was the digital marketing skills, because I don't have that. I always see digital marketing as an extra burden also. I'm like, Facebook time, all of this is just buying time for nothing and people will not look at. But then I was like, if you had Facebook maybe or Instagram or these pages, it could really help you push that. And then the last thing that I think I could work on really is execution skills, because I think with having so much to do and doing everything, I look at the end, I'm like, I'm busy, but I'm not really productive. Am I really executing stuff? I think that's what one of the key things it was saying, get it done or go home. And I think that's where I really got the strongest motivation.
I am tempted to ask you a follow-up question, Bill.
Yes, sure.
I am tempted to ask a follow-up question. Do you have a team? What is that with your team?
That's really been a struggle for me.
Now, let me continue. Let me break your heart. Don't continue. See, how old is the business before I break your heart?
Almost a year. So
almost
9
a
months
year.
in.
Okay. Yeah. Let me tell you something that will change your business for the rest of your life.
Yes.
When your business is still between 0 days and between 6 years, from 0 to 6 years, right? Yes. 90% of your responsibility is marketing and sales. Do you understand?
Yes.
Yes. So where you are right now, 90% of your work, I always say something funny. No startup entrepreneur should have an AC in the office. Do you know what I mean? What means you cannot be a startup and you have a good desk, you have a good chair and an AC. Your customers are outside. Nobody knows you. Wait, what business are you in?
I'm doing a land and surveys business with a friend of mine.
You are doing a
land and surveys business with a friend of mine.
Land and survey business. Now, you are coming into a business where I have one of the clients I'm consulting with. You're coming to a business whereby there is somebody I'm consulting right now. He has 15 employees. The building where he is the company's building, and he just bought survey equipment from the US worth over 18 million francs, and he has a service car. Now, you are a startup. Look at who you are competing with. He has more money than you. He has more staff than you. He has more equipment than you. He has everything more than you. And you want to run away from sales, and he has a marketing director.
Wow.
Now, there are some that always say that if you run a startup business, Bill, you run a startup business, and you are still dedicating less than 13 hours into that business, you are joking with that business a day. A startup requires at least 13 hours a day into the business. I mean, for those who are serial entrepreneurs, I'm not talking about working and doing business. That's a different ballgame. And as I said earlier, if you are working 13 hours in a startup, let me tell you something. At least 9 hours is for customer acquisition, customer convincing, negotiation, and forcing people to accept that what you are selling is good. Because you don't have a name, you don't have a brand name, you have no credibility, so you need to go the extra mile.
Yeah,
you get it? So you
I
need
do.
to step it up. Those are skills that you think that is a waste of time. You need to step it up. Social media is more important to you because you don't have money to pay CRTV. You don't have money to pay My Media Prime. You don't have money to pay Guardian Post. Your only option is to leverage on cheap ways of getting customers which are effective, which is social media. And then the hard work, where you take your legged bends, you walk from door to door if necessary, and get the customers that you need. That is the role of startup. That's why somebody defined a startup as building an incredible business of the future with limited resources in the present and under hard conditions. That is a startup.
Okay.
So you need to wake up. Bill?
I would.
Good. So I've broken your heart well to wake up and do the right work.
Yes, thank you very much.
Good. Solange, no, Doris, executive. Is it Darius or Doris? I hope I got it right. I'm saying Darius. Executive B Darius. I hope it's the right one.
Hello.
Yes, is your name Darius or Doris?
It's Darius, doctor.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you. Excuse me a little for the noise. I'm actually on my way back from work if there's noise in the background.
Okay, go ahead. At least it's better. We can
All right. Through the module you sent earlier today, I want to say I really enjoyed it. And let me first of all begin with the ones I think I'm a little good in. Communication and marketing.
Yeah.
I've always maybe I'm always been someone who likes to maybe talk, get people to listen to me. I know how to attract people to listen to me when talking. So marketing has always been a little bit easier for me, and communication. So what I think I really need to work on right now is decision-making skills and networking. The weird thing is that even though I get access to talk with, sometimes I feel shy to network with someone. There are people I meet every day that I know that these people could really be of great help to me. They could help me, but there's just something holding me back. Like, I don't know, like I just feel like it's difficult to network, or I feel like maybe I'm bothering them, or they will not want to listen to me, or they will not be interested.
Yeah.
So I really know I need to work on
Yeah. Good. Let me cut this short there. As we exceed time, we'll take more people. Now, see, in business, avoid assumptions, especially if you're a startup or you're still a young person. Don't assume that, as I would tell people, like somebody, I was talking to somebody and I was charging her to create a broadcast list for people. And she was saying that, I feel like, be tired that I'm sending them messages every day or every week. Send it, let the person block you first. What's the problem?
Okay.
Why are you assuming that, they will not like you, they will do this, they will do that? Is that your problem? Is not to assume. Your problem, your job is to execute. That's how some people see somebody at the top and they just assume that the person is hard to reach. Meanwhile, the person is the simplest person. That's what people always assume, that if I am too hard to reach. Or like to see Joybert is that you need to go through one protocol and pass through heaven and hell and then pass through the presidency. You see, it's just assumptions unnecessarily. When you're a startup and you're a young person, please, assumption is your enemy. Do it. Be rejected there. Let somebody block you for doing too much marketing. I prefer that one than going to assume that they're going to block you. Do it. Let them block you first. Wow. You understand?
Thank you so much.
That's how you win. Sir. That's how you win. Okay? Yes. Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
The other ones that you need to rise, start rising in that area so that you get to the top. Okay? Great work.
Yes,
Solange. Executive Solange. Remember that you have 1 minute, 30 seconds max to share your point. So be brief, be straight to the point. Solange. Yes, shoot. Go ahead.
For the executive. Okay, sir. I've gone through the things, and I've discovered that I've not been doing business at all. I've never planned to go and meet somebody to talk about my business. I've never done problem solving since I'm in school. Somebody will come and call me somebody will call me, come and give me a product. I'm not available at that time. I give all of my own time to go and meet them. So it makes a lot of customers. But I know that now, like this, very soon by next year, okay. I'm preparing myself to restart. Let me say by June.
Yes. Awesome. That's good. Now you don't know those things. Now know that we are leaving money on. You know, there are some things that we don't do in business. I tell you that's operation. Leave money on the table and remain broke. Write that down. When there are some things that you know that you have to do and you procrastinate that you don't do, you are doing what I call operation. Leave money on the table and remain poor. So procrastinate in business. Remember that Joybert said that if I procrastinate this thing and not do it, I am practicing operation, leave money on the table and remain poor. Because if you are going to do something to me, and you don't market to me, and you don't collect the money in my pocket, you have left money on the table. And you go and be struggling somewhere because nobody will not buy whatever you're selling. So you guys should avoid operation, leave money on the table and remain poor tomorrow. Okay. Clearance, executive clearance, Banda, go ahead.
Thank you very much, Doc. Good evening, fellow executives.
Good evening.
Listening through the recorded session of the class, I actually developed goosebumps because I don't think there is any of my colleagues in the primary school sector who probably has a knowledge or an opening to this type of knowledge. Mm-hmm. And when I look at my employer, I don't think they have.
You now feel sorry for your employer.
I feel sorry for them. And when I look around, I see them doing almost the same thing.
Yeah.
And I think as someone who looks forward to opening one of the best primary schools in this country, mm-hmm. this is definitely a blessing to me because it is giving me a roadmap, yeah, on how to go about to realize this particular dream, mm-hmm. even with limited resources.
Yeah, yeah.
But as someone or as a teacher who runs after school programs and does home teaching, mm-hmm. I have been practicing a lot of problem solving skills, especially as I meet children with different kinds of problems and parents who has different kind of problems with their kids and want them to be solved immediately. Yeah. And then I've also been practicing the time management skills because I have to work on time if I have to meet up with the various classes I have to.
Awesome. Yeah, totally agree with you. Yeah, and those are very important. One thing that you noted as very important is the kind of things you are learning because they're dealing with kids. Like I was reading there's an entrepreneur, I was reading his story in the US. He runs one of the best companies in the world, but he started teaching. His first job was in undergarden, like this elementary school, how the US call it. And he was sharing how that experience in teaching in an elementary school taught him patience, because you cannot deal with kids who are not patient, right? So he now used that to become a better entrepreneur to customers. He knows how to be very patient with a customer. He said the same thing. It taught him problem solving. His mind thinks in diverse alternative areas because he deals with different kids from different families, different backgrounds, different problems, and all of that. And one important dimension was psychology. He gets to now reason that, okay, this is how a child thinks, this is how an elderly person thinks. You know, he's like in the middle of, dealing with elderly people at home and dealing with kids in class, right? So he's able to make good use of two people in like almost different generations, because if your friends are 30 years old and your kids are 5 years and below or 10 years and below, those are two generations that are dealing with at the same time. When you go back home, you meet an older generation. When you're in class, you meet a younger generation. When you're talking with the staff, you meet an older generation. So there's a lot that you're picking from there that you may even see now, but you're picking up very essential skills that are very critical in business. That man said was really powerful, and he was advising that if you're an entrepreneur and you have kids, pay attention to your kids. They're going to teach you a lot about skills that you can also use in running your business. Excellent job, Clarence. Executive Abia Rita. Is Abia Rita there? Executive Valerie Nono. Why Rita is coming? In case you are talking, you need to unmute yourself. That's one thing I forgot. Sometimes people are talking and we're not getting them because they've not unmuted themselves. Let me see. Ask to unmute. Ask to mute. Executive Ella Lebaga.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Rita, go ahead.
Hello, sir.
Yes, go ahead. We can hear you.
Hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Yes, Doctor, you just mentioned my name.
Yes.
Hello?
Executive Ella, go ahead.
It's not Ella talking, doctor. Somebody else interrupted.
Yes, go ahead. The person is having.
I didn't get your question, sir.
The question, we're answering the question from the class that with the content. Did you watch the video?
Not yet, sir. I didn't watch the video. I actually joined in late because I was having difficulties to connect.
No, I'm talking about the video we shared in the WhatsApp group, not now.
I came in after the video. No video has been shared since I got connected, sir.
What time did you connect the WhatsApp group?
Let me check.
When did you join the WhatsApp group?
Just at 1821.
Okay, that's fine. It will be shared in the group. That's what we're discussing. It's the first model that we're handling. So the next discussion, we're going to share back in the group for you to take, okay?
Thank you, doctor.
Okay. Executive Javnyuy Joybert. Is she there? Executive Fokwa Evans.
All right, so thanks very much for this opportunity. Good evening to all fellow executives. So one thing that I realized very fast, very early in my life was the fact that I was a talkative. So whenever I would leave school, I would go to the market and how we tried a lot of stuff. So because of that, I gained a lot when it comes to these communication skills and marketing skills. So like you sent this this stuff last week, I had to go through it and I wrote down everything. And I really realized that what was killing me all these years in my business was the fact that whenever I take decisions, I don't implement them like immediately. So within this week, I was able to take some drastic decisions like monitoring the total number of people who buy from me, drafting a T-shirt for all my workers, getting printing a complimentary card for my manager. And I was so amazed. Like I did something that I've not been able to do for the past 2 years in my business. So I was super excited because of that. But one thing that I have a lot of problems there, sir, is time management. Like it's so difficult for me to respect timing. Like I know that on the 15th of every month, the taxation guys will come, but I will develop this paresse, this laziness that I will not act on time. And another thing that is killing me is financial management skills. Like I usually mingle my business money with my personal money. And so, like you said, I am thinking powerfully on creating another account with CoSdev Group that maybe all the sales every day will be just sent to it directly. And maybe during the weekends, I'll be able to withdraw it and do purchase. So that is what is killing me. And I'm thinking heavily on what to do on it, sir. Thank you.
All right, good. Now, those things are just happening now. Now, all you need to do is take actions and push forward. It greatly helps you to rise to the top and be able to do what is right for your business. Now, it's all about change. As I always say, knowledge is unnecessary. Whenever knowledge is useless, without actionable steps taken immediately to make good use of that knowledge. Good job. Make changes where necessary. Is Executive Valerie available now or Executive Joybert? Any of them available? Okay, Executive Martina, are you there?
Hello.
Who was saying hello? Unmute yourself. Somebody was making noise, so I muted everybody.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening, Executive Martina. Go ahead.
Good evening to the other executives. So I went through the the model, and I had to notice some things that I've been working with it, though I've not really like taken it into consideration.
Go ahead.
Like one of the skills, the marketing skill. The marketing skill, I've been working with it, I've been using it, but there's one problem that I had with that. Because based on what I'm doing, most of the time when I post, people are like, keep exposing like that. When the government will get to you, you know. So I'm trying to see if I can get more information concerning that as to what I'm doing. Like I buy and sell crypto. People complain that no, if the government gets to you, you'll be in trouble.
You buy and do what? People say that what?
That if the government gets to you, you'll be in trouble. You are putting yourself in trouble by exposing yourself so much like that. So it's kind of
they are talking, they are buying and selling crypto.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so on what basis will the government come against you?
They say if I make it like that, they'll start imposing taxes on me.
So they'll impose taxes on you on what basis? What are you doing? Now this one, I think I spoke about governance in that course. There's one thing, if you run a business, I don't understand the regulations binding your business, the government can do nothing with that because there are no laws yet governing crypto. The government doesn't understand it. You understand? They don't yet understand it. So what are they charging? What are they taxing really?
That's what I was saying.
Even if they're only taxing you because part of your transaction is through mobile money, right?
Yes, sir.
Don't the government benefit from tax from you for mobile money? Don't you know that the government recognizes that? Of course, the government does. And do you think that upon all the problems the government has, they will come and be looking for you that you should come and pay taxes? Right? First of all, it's not regulated yet. It is like social media. Like somebody says I'm a social media marketer. It's not regulated. People are making money from it. It's not regulated. It's like online education. It's not regulated. This thing that we're doing like this, is it regulated by the government?
No, sir.
So it's all about understanding some key. That's one thing in business administration. Understand governance, understand the laws regulating your sector. People should not intimidate you, oh, this and blah, 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 and all of that. Okay? So go and do your stuff, market your stuff. If they come to you, tell them that they should bring the law that says you should pay taxes on cryptocurrencies. Oh yes, the government is currently still working. I am part of the advisory board members of the Blockchain Association in Cameroon, and we are working in collaboration with the Ministry of Post and Telecommunication, and we are the one advising the government on what cryptocurrencies are all about. They are totally ignorant. It's our generation stuff. They are old people, ancient of days. What do they know about technology? They don't even know how to tax it. You get a point? So it's some things that you need to know about business, then you know how to take advantage of it and build whatever you want to build. Okay, do your stuff, market, brand it well, prove that you're an expert, and do it. And of course, you're going to rise. How many Cameroonians post on their status every day they need crypto, they need this, they need that? Thousands of them. Who is looking for them? The highest they can do is that the police now intimidate people like Emporia and say they are scammers. When they say anything crypto or wallet on their stuff, they claim they're scammer. They're doing that because they're hungry and they're broke and they're poor people. So the only way they can make money is to intimidate people and collect money. It's not that they know whatever they're doing. Nobody assigned them to be checking crypto transactions among people. Okay. Leacock Executive Sylvia. Let me not try the first name. I just missed out.
Good evening, dear executives.
Yeah.
Thank you, Doctor, for this opportunity. It's Lingo Care.
Lingo Care. Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, going through the model, I was so happy. I could say evaluating myself over the years, I've grown with most of the skills I saw there. But I was not very happy in the course of acquiring those skills because I had been working for long for an institution and having a managerial position. I was bound to grow in these skills. But today I'm grateful because I'm seeing myself going out of the employer seat and taking an employee seat. So I'm seeing the great joy in it. But I still have a problem with the skill with business development because many a times I'm struggling to move into consultancy. And I've had the opportunity, I have a background of finance and I have a commercial background as well. So some of the principles I'm versed with. But I have this difficulty where I've been struggling. I've been writing projects and assisting people in petty business management, all of that. Then I get stuck when the business development skill that I have to do so many things, most especially for other people's businesses. I used to really get disturbed about that, but today I'm happy because I'm seeing it already being a great advantage on my own business. But before, I was not very happy about it because it's like you have to chew everything. And at one point, the people you think you want to help or they need you, they don't even get to understand what you are doing. So sometimes I used to get very discouraged, but today I'm happy about it that I can really match that very well if I have to be aligned with my own business. Thank you. So.
Very, very important. Very important for you to do that. And it's critical for you to keep on building your business. Like as you mentioned, consulting, there is no way you will shine in consulting if you don't understand and practice business development to your fingertips. It is a very essential, it is the kidney of consulting, right? So you will need to be good at that, grow in it. Of course, don't do it overnight. I can quickly acquire customers in consulting today because I've been learning how to acquire customers for the last 10 years. So I'm good at doing it now. Okay, so it only takes consistency. Consistently practice it, and the way I acquire customers will not be the same the way that you do. You will need to find your own style that works for you. There's a way, depending on your products, your services, your packaging, your structure, your monetization, your final market, all of these things play a key role in business development. But start practicing it, going out, communication, social media, negotiation skills, all of these are support skills under the main skill of business development when it comes to consulting. Good. Executive Javnyuy. I'm loving this discussion. This is the real MBA that we're talking about. Many others are learning from other people, practical application and learning. Yes, Javnyuy, are you there?
I'm there, Doctor. Good evening, fellow executives. And good evening, Doctor.
Good evening.
I must admit the module 1 is purely practical and it is also interwoven, because if I look at it practically, if you cannot organize, then obviously nothing will come in place. So let me come from the viewpoint of an employee. I'm an employee and I've tried applying the skill of organization. So it works perfectly. That's my testimony. For example, if I come in the morning and I plan my day, that at this time I'm on this and this time I'm on this. Those days that I plan, I'm completely successful. But then the days that I don't plan, I'm not successful and things go from bad to worse. And also I have this challenge as an employee before I'm a business owner. Communication where I work is difficult because it's one-sided. For example, those at the top, they don't want to get anything from the employees, like they consider the employees as the last people, which is not what it's supposed to be. So, Doctor, I wanted to put this back to the class and to you, Doctor, that in this case, how do we manage this kind of situation? A situation where communication is one-sided. For example, the bosses, they take the decisions. We have to implement. But then employees cannot suggest to the bosses, or even if you suggest, that suggestion ends under the table. So
Yeah.
how do we handle this,
But,
this
yeah.
kind of situation?
One funny thing in Cameroon, in my experience in consulting in Cameroon, I can bet that if I consulted with 1,000 companies, 990 or 950 behave like that. And it's from the place of ignorance. It's from the place of bad leadership. It's from the place of not understanding the power of teams and the power of delegation and transferring some level of authority and trust to people. People feel that holding power and being the only person suggesting makes a business, which is wrong. So it is from the place of ignorance, and at some point, it is hard for you to be able to actually cause that change because you are not in the position of influence. Now, one thing that I need to now, maybe you can find a way to teach, find a way to recommend and advise, but sometimes when advice under the table, you're only praying for maybe someday they attend a training somewhere that changes their heart, or they bring a consultant that can bring change and all of that. But you need to, if you can continue, I would advise, continue advising, continue suggesting, and continue seeking more innovative ways that you can push for change. But many times, if there are elderly people, the process of change becomes very, very difficult, except there is an external hand. There is an external hand or external point of view or somebody who is influential that can tell you that you are wrong here, this is wrong, this is not good in business before they start changing. So that's something that is out of your control to a certain extent, but your only option is keep on trying to suggest and advise as much as you can, and you can seek more better ways, very informal ways to push for change and push for better reception of new ideas and feedback. Okay, Rita, are you there? Executive Rita, are you back? Executive Giselle.
Hello.
Yes, Rita, go ahead.
Good evening, doctor, and good evening to the executive. Thank you so much for this opportunity, sir. Going through the modules, are you getting me, sir?
Yes, we are getting you. Go ahead.
Hello, sir.
Yes, we are getting you.
Hello.
Oh.
Wow.
She cannot receive us, but we can receive her.
Hello, sir.
Yes, we are getting you. Go ahead.
Hello.
No. Giselle, are you there?
Going through the modules is Rita, sir.
Yes, Rita, go ahead. We are getting you. Just talk. We are getting you.
Going through the modules, sir, I discovered that I'm lacking in so many things because getting into the business world, I used to think that going to school is enough to have especially communication skills to talk to people and to get by your product.
Yeah.
I know very well that I have the appearance, I have the figure that when I stand, someone wants to listen, but then I feel in ending the deal, like in sealing the deal, because they will listen to me quite all right. But I find it very difficult to seal the deal. That's why I have a problem. That's one main problem that I have. Getting the client is not a problem. The sealing the deal is a very big problem to me. I also have a problem in time management. I discovered that I engage myself at times talking a lot to a customer in which I can manage the time to attend to other important things like
more
I want to do the
customers,
plan
yeah.
all my time because I'm bent on doing that deal and I end up not doing that deal. This gives me a lot of disappointment and it discourages me a lot in what I'm doing. And then also I have this big problem there. I do have a lot of creative ideas that I write them down, but then to execute them is a problem. I'll later on discover that I'm seeing someone else executing my ideas like I have shared with that person. I want to go back to when I left the university, when I defended my master's degree. I came back home and I was like, okay, what do I do now? I started with doing natural juice from home and going to offices. People really liked what I was doing.
Okay, let me cut this short there. Let me cut this short there. Now, those things gets to happen, And that's one thing about the next course I'm going to share this evening is on the product design and idea validation. And you're going to see how it can help you turn those ideas into very sustainable businesses. But it's also for you to be careful. Sometimes people are very creative and having different ideas end up very struggling people in business. You know why? Because they get to do a lot of things. They're going to do a lot of things. They start this, they stop, they don't even finish it. They have so many half projects everywhere, but no sustainable project. So they are busy, not sure real growth in whatever that they are doing. That's another challenge. So you need to be careful about that. Now that you know all of those things that you're lacking in, take the steps, take the action, and advance in that direction. Okay, good point. Thank you for sharing. Giselle, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Go
Good
ahead.
evening, and thank you very much for this opportunity. Good evening, fellow executives.
Good evening.
Going through this model the second time. This is my second time going through it, and it's so much been a blessing to me. Like going through it, I realized that I'm very good at customer service skills, communication skills, and problem-solving skills. I realized that even at my job site, I really work with this. I execute these skills well at work. And then I'm also good at tenacity skills. I don't easily give up. When I'm already set for something, like I'm already set that I'm to execute this, no matter how difficult it gets, I keep forging.
Yeah.
So I realized that I'm very good at these skills. And one of the two of the skills I need to really work and improve on, like on these risk-taking skills. Sometimes I might have a very good idea, but I keep thinking of the risks, like I overcalculate the risks more than just taking the action immediately. So I need to work on this. That failure is not, it's not like, it's part of the process. So I will go on that more. And my financial management skills, I also need to work on them more. I realize that sometimes I will send money that is for this, but if a situation comes up, at times I might just divert it. Like if someone will reach out, I might divert the money that had set for this and be like, no, I will still get this one and put to it. So I'm making up my mind that if I've already set my capital for a particular thing, I'm not touching it. And I'm going to manage like the income that is coming for particular side hustles and everything that I decide to allocate, I will not mix them. So I can have good accountability.
Awesome. Very true. Very true.
Very
And
much
those are very good actions. And you can call them like boundaries that you're setting for yourself that will greatly help you to actually implement and get to see a lot of significant results in what you do. Maintain that, self-discipline that, and you'll see a lot of changes. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Valerie Nono, are you there? Is Executive Valerie there? Executive Fete Clarence. Are you there?
Yes, I'm there, though. I'm there, though.
Yes, please go ahead. Tell us.
Yes, good evening, doctor, and to all the executives. It's indeed a pleasure for us to be here. So I will just briefly say that actually being in business, there are a lot of minor things that we are not realizing. Because if you do not really come from maybe a business background, as in maybe you have done some or done something of this nature, there are some things that we always look them to be very minor. We don't really know that those are things that really hold the business. So going through this particular model, I've discovered that those things we used to look around like being minor, they are really the backbone of the business. If you don't really hold the various skills, management, marketing, and all the other ones so well, it means you are just beating about the bush. Yes, but most importantly, I would say that one of the greatest challenge, of course, in my business as of now is really pushing into that marketing department, marketing and sales. Because I really see if you, even from attending the fiscal graduation the other day and from the presentation, I really discovered that a lot of things we need to force it. We cannot sit and wait for them to come. And I believe before the end of this session, a lot of things, and being positive for that matter, they are going to happen. So I just keep my finger crossed and believe that things will change and change for the better. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Very true. Things will definitely change as you move from being a chief procrastination officer to a chief execution officer. All right. Executive Alphonse Staffy. So I think every batch will have an Alphonse. We had an Alphonse in batch 1, batch 2, batch 3, and now Alphonse in batch 4. Are you people being sent to these badges?
Good evening, sir. Good evening, dear executive.
Good evening.
It's a wonderful privilege to be here. It's quite unfortunate I'm one of the last persons that joined, so it's unfortunate that I've not yet gone through the video that was shared.
It's
but
okay.
I've been
yes,
but I've been following the discussion closely, and I believe I should have a clue on what has been going on, and I just wish to, say what I think about my own part of it. For me, I have a business I'm starting up, which is it's a company I want to start up, and I'm partnering with it with other people, other partners. So it's kind of a partnership something, because the project is a very big one. So essentially, I and my team, we have a couple of challenges that is really been affecting the whole startup process. One, I don't know if you are the one that wrote it or someone wrote it, that if you are a startup and you don't put up to 13 hours of your time into your, then you are definitely failing. Yes, I want to believe that is very true, and it's one of the things that is affecting our business as a startup. And now, one of the reasons why we don't put in up to that hours is because the business needs a running capital. We need shares for it to sustain. And now people are mostly busy or focus on raising the shares, and then they don't really participate or get to discuss about the other things that need to be done for the company to be pushed forward. So I don't really know how I manage that, people trying to raise their revenue and at the same time they are still actively present.
Awesome. Yeah. Now, and that's something that it takes a lot of commitment, and that goes to talk about having like co-founders on your team. Sometimes there are people that struggle to bring in co-founders because they feel like, they're not going to put in the same level of hard work like they're putting in. But all of those things that you mentioned are very critical for a startup to leave from a startup struggling stage into a thriving business. Okay, well, thank you for sharing that. Executive Daniel.
Thank you.
Good evening. Good evening, executive. Are you getting me, sir?
Yes, good evening.
Okay. Actually, I've been able to go through the module 1 about 3 times. And there were certain things that I was able to discover that I'm actually lacking. And one of those things are the communication skills. Yeah, because most of the time, I lack that ability to effectively communicate my business idea and to get someone to convince someone to buy the idea. Really damages the power to go forward. And the second thing that I'm actually lacking in that the course actually helped me, or the module actually helped me to discover, was the problem solving skill. You see, I realized that I'm really very unable to handle certain technical situations or problems that might just spring up at the moment. I'm really lacking in that aspect of solving issues that may just spring up from nowhere. And it really disturbs me even at my work site, because most of the time when issues are brought to me vividly, I'm unable to actually track them. it will take me like a day, maybe like 2 days from able to draw them, and it's really hurting. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. We can get that for the point. Your time is up and noise was coming from your background. And of course, you're totally right with those points that you raised. Now it's time to take action and say, okay, how can I improve on this? Like you mentioned, as I always say, communication and marketing, they are very important. No matter how good you are, if nobody knows you, you're going to die a poor person. You cannot open your mouth and make me understand what you're selling. I will not buy, I will not give you money. They need to know you first before they like you, before they trust you, before they give you money. Like for men, right? You don't start asking a girl out when you don't know the girl first. You need to know the girl first. They start liking her in the process. They start asking her out before she can maybe finally say yes to you, right? Okay. Who is next? Executive Charlotte.
Good evening, Doc.
Good evening.
Good evening. Yeah, good evening to all the executives in the house. I'm I'm very happy to be connected in this Zoom. It has really been challenging to me because I was on a journey. I was on my way back from Douala and the network has not been good. I'm just praying God that it should permit me talk before it disappoints me again. Yeah. So I'm a nurse by profession. I'm based in Bafoussam, and I've really been touched by this module 1. It's really practical and pregnant with a lot of knowledge, and I really wish to go through this course so that I can learn more. I've already decided, before I started this course, I decided to empty my basket so that I can be reachable, teachable, and coachable. So I have a lot of friends. One of my challenging in the business is I have a lot, because apart from nursing, I'm also into business. So, but a lot of the challenges that I have is that my business here, I need a lot of people to work with, but I have difficulties because so many of my friends, they love the business, they admire the way I'm growing in the business, but it's very difficult to get them on board because their reactions, especially when they follow my page, they like it, they love the comments they give to me, especially on my WhatsApp. I really see that they are interested, but they zeal. So many of them, even though I know most of them, they just need the right mindset, because most of my colleagues, I know we are just too focused on what they taught us in school.
Yeah.
Yes, I know that's one of the challenge most of them have, even up to medical doctors.
Yeah.
So that is one of the biggest challenges I have. And I really wish to...
Yeah, very true. And of course, there's going to be a lot of changes and rising in the process. We're just in module 1, of course, more this is the foundation. This is a foundation, and I'm happy that people are understanding this foundation and getting some of these basic things. When we start going more detailing now into more structured things and more tailored things, the understanding will be quicker, and most importantly, the execution, the implementation in what in your businesses or in your job site, or in what you have in mind to do as a business person, start coming out really well. And that's one thing I really like to achieve in this class is people just have ideas, have been confusing on how to move the from idea into a money-making venture. You'll be able to do that after this program because it's structured in that direction. Well done. Thank you for sharing, Charlotte. Executive Somerville. Is Velma there? Executive Valerie Nono, are you there? Okay, anybody has something to add as we round up? Many people have spoken already, that's good. Excellent sharing so far. who has not spoken and want to say something before we round up today's session? Yes, Executive Remy. From Jiang Remy.
Thank you very much, Doc, for this opportunity. Thank you to all executives in the house. Yeah, thank you so much, sir, for all your training so far. It's really been witnessed a great transformation. Actually, I'm here in Japan. I'm into automobiles, and I'm also working on the transport sector.
Mm-hmm.
So I really want to say that being here in Japan, it's really been a great, something great for me, because when I came here and my vision was actually to get into the automobiles field.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that everyone in that line of business, they use more of the traditional method. You know,
Yeah.
they've been in the line of the business for more than 5, 10, 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
but they keep doing one and the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, like everyone in Japan focuses on Cameroon, container, Cameroon.
Mm-hmm.
So when I came in, I said, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to, from the automobiles business, I'm going to diversify to the transport sector. I'm going to diversify into other countries, because we can't just focus only on Cameroon, because crisis might come up. So many things can happen where we'll not have the access to even send things to Cameroon.
Mm-hmm.
So I really want to I'm so grateful, because through your teachings, I've been able to level up my innovative skills, because right now I'm already building networks. You talk about network, you talked about being resourceful. I'm already building networks in Nigeria,
Mm-hmm.
building networks in Ghana, where before the end of this year, coming to Cameroon, I'll be traveling to Nigeria, to Ghana, because there they have a larger market as compared to Cameroon.
Yeah.
And also, sir, over the years, and as an entrepreneur, I started business in 2016 there in Cameroon. There's one thing that has kept me going, which I believe that is going to help most of the entrepreneurs in the house: integrity. Yeah, I have these gifts of being able to sell my vision to people. Yeah, because people believe in me, because I've built integrity over the years, such that when I tell someone this is what I want to do, they are like, they want to partner.
Mm-hmm.
Even back, I have people that will like just come and say, hey, bro, I want us to do that. Just tell them that, bro, right now, I'm not ready for partnership.
Yeah.
Because I need to gather momentum. I need to grow my business, such that if I need a partner, it will not lead to problems in the future.
Yeah, thank you.
So
Thanks for sharing that. And you have raised two key things, which I really emphasize on in the process of this program. You see, credibility and strong systems. Credibility and strong systems are very important. There are some people that raising money is not an issue, because people will trust you based on the credible brand you have built over the years. People will trust you that you run a business that has systems and has policies. This is one of the best ways that you can be able to get the right attention and support. Maintain that, keep building, keep up with the structures. It's going to help you greatly. Okay, thank you so much for sharing. Executive Valerie, are you ready?
Yes, doctor. Good evening.
Go ahead. Good evening.
Good evening, doctor.
Good evening. We can hear you. Can you hear us? Yes.
Thank you very much. I've been having problem of network connection.
It's all right. Thank God you're back. Go ahead.
Yes, I want to greet everybody, and I will say it is actually a pleasure to be here. Going through the module, I realized that it was actually awesome. And what I also noticed was that the module is actually more about practicality, which is quite different from some of the things young Cameroonians learn in school today. Yes, it is more of practicality, the things you see on your daily life. When I actually went through some of the skills you gave us, I realized I was good in some, but there were some skills that I was not actually good at, and I was neglecting them. For example, doctor, I was actually good at marketing skills, administration, taking risks, and they were me concentrate on the ones that I was not actually good at, and I was neglecting. For example, doctor, you talk mention of networking. That's a major problem I have personally, and I was neglecting it as far as my business was concerned. But when I went through the model, and also I attended the graduation ceremony, when you actually hampered on that, I saw how vital that particular skill is important as far as business is concerned, doctor. Yes, and also the skill of digital marketing, doctor. I don't know how I'm going to explain how I saw this to be a very, very vital skills to master. So I want to say it is actually a great pleasure and so much luck for me to be on this platform.
Awesome.
And ever since I get connected to here, I have a different and special feelings that things are already turning around for me for the good.
Definitely. Thank you for sharing that. And of course, it's only going to get better. I strongly believe that one of the best ways to change your life is for you to have access to superior applicable knowledge that when it comes to career and business, you quickly alternate your life into an excellent direction. All right.
Of course, doctor. Thank you very much, doctor. Thank you.
Good. Executive Sama Velma. Is your
Good evening, Doc. Yes, my network is better now. Good
Good.
evening, everyone. Yes. Okay, Doc. First of all, I'm a peak performer. I advise all of people to join because all of this has been already taught, and I've been practicing a lot of this already. But Doc, I've been finding difficulties with risk-taking skill. At times fear sets in. I spoke to you about this already, but it's still a little bit of an issue. And being tenacious, the skill of tenacity. At times when I'm scared to take the risks, I don't get the things done. Things I know at times I need to do, I don't get them done. But once I start doing them, like once I get started, I don't give up. So that part, yes, I push. At times it gets scarier because I meet stumbling blocks, but there's one thing you said now, we should not give up. If there's one thing we should not do, is to give up.
Yeah.
So I still struggle. At times I take a pause, take rest, try to see how things are going before I push, before I continue doing what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
The financial management skills, I'm really still working on that because you have already shown us how to manage, the percentages to give to various things, to various responsibilities in our lives, not to carry responsibilities that do not belong to us.
Yeah.
So that was difficult dropping, but it's working. It's working. Then networking skills, that's like, I think that's my strong part, my good way. Meeting people, talking to the people, connecting to them. Yes, and you gave a rule after that. Though I left the summit early, I got to meet a few people, and I said 48 hours should not pass. That was a tip. We should connect with them, and you don't know when and where you need their help or when they'll need yours. Decision-making skills are really, they helped me at school as I'm the vice president. At times you have people that when you say things, they don't get them done. They're not executed. So you are the one that has to do them. Else, all the decisions you took, all the meetings you've made, I'm just linking my administrative skills, all the meetings you've made, you've had with them, nothing is being done. Yeah, the one that has to finally end up doing those things. So this module, I had a lot of things to write down anyways, because there are a lot of things I was still learning, never ends. So I still grasped a few things that I missed out the last time. Thank you, Doc.
Awesome. Excellent. That is it. And again, just two key things that I said that I want to emphasize on is, there'll always be uncertainty and fear in business. There'll always be all of that in business. And one thing I always like to do, two things I like to push myself to do when I'm about to embark on a long trip or something new that is stretching me. I get to ask two questions to myself. Number one question is, what is the worst that can happen? As long as I am not going against the law, as long as my head cannot be cut off, I'll do it. If I can only lose money, there's no problem. Let me lose the money. I can always make another money. Number two, the second question I ask myself is, Joybert, are you doing what is required or you're doing what you feel like doing? Many of us have abandoned things that would have changed our lives because we wanted to do, because we did what we felt like doing. We did not do what was required in that particular situation. Like, for example, imagine that 7 o'clock reached and you came back from work and you lied down and you were sleeping and your alarm clock rang at 7 p.m. to attend the class. What is required is for you to get up and attend the class. But your body feels like you should not attend the class and continue sleeping. So are you going to do what is required, or are you going to do what you feel like doing? And in this society, in this beautiful little egg that God created called the world, life does not respond to feelings. Life does not respond to tears. Life responds to principles. Life responds when you do what is required. So anytime you're faced with fear, ask yourself these two questions: uncertainty and risk. Ask yourself these two questions. This thing I'm afraid to do, what is the worst that can happen? If you are not going against the laws of the land, please always, as I always advise young people, choose the side of ethics and professionalism. Okay, I prefer to be average and to be poor than to do something to try and see what will happen if it shows signs that it's against the laws. There's a potential of being arrested or locked up that you will never catch me there. I prefer my life like that. After the opportunity came, I was still living very well, right? Always choose the side of ethics, and no matter the pressure, no matter whatever, no matter how beautiful, whether it's a multi-billion-dollar deal, if there is a slightest chance that is going against ethics and professionalism, run. It is not worth it. It's going to steal your peace and they steal your destiny forever. There are people in jail for 30 years because of a little mistake that they did, because they thought that, oh, it's not just some small things. So when you're about to take any risk, ask yourself, is it when it comes to professionalism and ethics, when it comes to the laws of the land, when it comes to the laws of the land, am I for or against the law? If you're against, please run with your life, especially when you're young. You are too young to be caught in the crossroad that is not worthy. It's not worthy. Okay. Number two, if your neck will not be cut off, if you will not die, go and do it. That's how I do things. If the only thing I will lose in doing something with money, I will do it too. I will do it. That's why you need to outgrow money. Many of you, money is still controlling you. You need to outgrow money. So if you lose 10,000 francs now, you will not eat well. You will lose appetite, right? Mature and outstream money, like money is in what you carry, not in the paper, because you can convert what you carry at any time and make money. Okay, so that's important. And then secondly, ask yourself, am I doing what is required, or am I doing what the body feels like I should do? Then make sure you always do what is required. Avoid doing things from the place of motivation. Motivation is for babies. Self-discipline and doing what's required is for men and women. Are you a man or a boy? Are you a girl or a woman? You need to choose. Okay, good. All right, people, I think that is it for today. There's a hand up. Executive Ella, your hand is up.
Yes, Doc. Thank you. Good evening, one small fellow executives. Good evening, Doctor. I just want to make a quick remark.
Yes.
I'm just so happy. It's so exciting being here. Even though without watching or going through the module 1, the discussions and testimonies have greatly spurred my zeal to follow through with this program till the end. I'm just so blessed. To me, it's like a new dawn in my business career.
Awesome.
I actually conceived a business project like 2 months back, which I intend to birth by the end of the 6th semester. And going through this, listening to all the testimonies and the discussions, I'm confident I'm in the right place and that this program would be a mighty booster to my business career that I'm about to build. I just want to say thank you to Doctor. Thank you to all my fellow executives, and I hope we make a great team and the best ever that ever attended a mini master's program.
Absolutely. I am feeling so too. This class seems to be very hot with knowledge. And are you Mama Dora's sister?
I'm her direct follower, Doctor.
Ah, interesting. Oh, so this is the third sister from the Lebagas family taking my program. Helen was taking the program. Dora took the program. And
Dora took the program, and initially she wanted me to do it, but since I was reluctant because of my heavy work schedule, she said, she was telling me like, you're taking your brain and all your talent and you're working for somebody else to build his own vision. Why not get engaged in this thing? As I was reluctant, she just put herself in with Helen. Yeah. So when I attended the graduation ceremony.
Oh, you were for the graduation, Saturday, okay. Awesome.
I was there, and that's where I really got the, I was really motivated, highly motivated. It was just so impactful. I couldn't resist. So after we left the graduation ground, I just called her up. I say, hey, big sis, I'm in.
Amazing.
Yeah.
She's so pushful. She's so pushful and so encouraging. Thank God that she's you. All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Hopefully before the
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you.
Yes, yeah, it just was formed into a very good business to take it to the next level. Last hand up. I'm round up. Executive Kimbian is up. Now by error or now by tutu.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you so much for this session. I've learned a lot in the process, and I hope I'm going to go back to the drawing board and become better. But before maybe you close this session, I just wanted to ask something real quick.
Yes.
I work for someone. I freelance somewhere. I get to meet a couple of people on daily basis, freelancing for this organization. So I just wanted to know, how applicable is the saying that the customer is always right? Because freelancing in a financial institution, in an investment institution, you get to meet all kinds of people, and sometimes you cannot just hold yourself with the way people react towards you and the kind of slants they make and all of that. So I don't know how you can manage this in business, like clients coming in with a mentality that they are always right since their money is in that institution and you're running it with their money. How do you get out of this?
Yeah, you know, what I always say in this kind of situation is that as a business person, always have in mind that you meet very terrible customers. The other kind of customers that they are shouting at you, you're already proactively ready. Like, oh no, we have seen in your heart, you're smiling and you're like, you know, we have seen people like you. You will shout and you calm down to sort this problem out. What am I trying to say? You need to learn how to anticipate and let some things not control you negatively as far as your emotions are concerned. Because in business, you don't have power when it comes to the kind of people that you're going to meet. You're going to meet people from different backgrounds, different villages. They grew up in different circumstances. Some went to school, some did not go to school. And that's business for you. So your responsibility, that's what I talk about. Emotional intelligence means that you know how to manage your emotions and you know how to manage the emotions of others. So that's where emotional intelligence is very, very important. because you cannot expect people to think according to your intentions or to think according to how you desire them to think, because it's not possible. You did not grow up in the same quarter, you did not grow up with the same parents, so they must think different more than you. So your job is to always anticipate and always find the best way in order to handle those kind of challenges when they come. Like, for example, in some companies, they have a process of handling difficult customers. Like in some companies, okay, you know what, the customer is shouting, stay quiet and focus on calming the customer down so that the customer can be ready for a chit chat or for a talk. But in all, it all settles around emotional intelligence and you, the business person, being prepared in advance. You know that, you know, like it's like a case repeating itself. Because you know what, in this business, I'm going to meet difficult people and all of that. But my job is to learn how to manage them and, most importantly, communicate in a way that you can build confidence in an angry customer's mind for the company that you represent. That is always your goal. Okay. All right, people. That is it for today. After this, I will be sharing the next module for your private studies with instructions. Let's keep this going. Intelligent conversation so far. Thank you for contributing. Keep them coming and maintain that spirit throughout the program. And number one is going to stretch you. You will become more intelligent. You become a contributor. As I always say, in business, only contributors make money. People who just sit on the sidelines and the fence don't get to make money until you have to contribute first before you make money. All right, executives, have a great night ahead, and let's keep the discussions in the WhatsApp group. Cheers.